Ah. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm just giving everyone some time to join on in. Just a little bit, not too much. Plus, I need a little bit of time to put my put some lotion on my hands. Actually, I don't use lotion. I use shea butter. Which, actually, when you touch screens, it's not the best. Once it's absorbed in the skin, it's cool. All right. All right, I think it's a good time to get to going. Let me know you all out there. Say what's up. My name is Brother L, and now you can see my hands. So this is my setup for today. One of the most important things I have is this. This coffee right here is pretty cool. It's kind of like energy. Not really, but it tastes good. All right, let me stop fooling around. So, have a few different things going on here. Can you hear me well? If you can, say yes. Okay. Cool. So this right here, this device is an audio interface. This is allowing me to send a signal from GarageBand and then into an external mixer and then into another device that encodes it so that you can hear me clearly. All right. And I got my iPad right here. Yeah. All right. So I'm waiting for everybody to chime on in. Let's see if folks are ready. Somebody give me the thumbs up to start, and I'll start. Thumbs up to start means, well, it looks like 3 people have joined in. 2 people, 3 people. Okay, we're getting started officially. So I want you all to get out your laptops, not laptops, I'm sorry. Get out your iPhones and iPads, because we're only doing this for iOS devices, okay? All right. And I want you to load GarageBand. So when I load GarageBand, I do various things. You can see I have a bunch of different tracks here that I've already made. All right. But if we want to start new, what we want to do is we want to begin a new project. So to begin a new project, right here, this is part of our outline for today. You know, we're going to learn how to create a new project. We're going to learn how to add instruments. We're going to know about the controls for those instruments and the overall transport of how to connect a song. We're going to be able to set up certain preferences so that they're, you know, they work for us when we're creating. And within that, we'll learn some different tools to create things. Also, we're going to record a phrase. That's like a main thing. How do you record something in the GarageBand? All right. And then how do you add additional parts? And then, this is my favorite part, arranging, editing, and arranging. I know, I said it just like that on purpose, because what's happening is that within that, you're going to, it's kind of cyclical, because you arrange, edit, arrange, until, you know, the song, the track is together. This is kind of a cyclic thing that you continue to do until you're actually happy with your work. And then from there, we work on the sonics of everything, mixing it. Like, how does it sound? How do we want it to sound? How do we envision it to sound? Then from there, it's all about rendering and sharing, because music is to be shared, right? Like I'm sharing with you right now. So right now, there are no assignments really at this moment in time. I'm going to develop those as we go along. And then there's some advanced things. I'm not sure how far we'll progress through everything, but I'll touch a little bit of all of these topics today. All right. So let's get out our iPads and iPhones. All right. So load GarageBand. First thing you want to do, there's an icon in the corner. Right here, you see this plus? We're going to tap that plus, and then it's going to give us some instrument options. All of these are instruments that we can utilize for our creation. Some people like to start with, you know, a melody from a keyboard. Some people like to start with drums. you know, because the drums are the backbone of the rhythm, you know, if you think about it in that manner, right? You know, some strings, guitar, bass, whatever you're kind of familiar with or whatever you envision. I think one of the best things to start with, especially when you're new, is something that really holds a rhythm together. So let's start with some drums. And there, in the drums, there are different versions of the interface that you can utilize. There's smart drums, there's acoustic drums, there's a beat sequencer, okay? All of those are different tools to have rhythm in your tracks, all right? Let's start with the smart drums first. All right. Smart drums mean just that. They have a built-in algorithm to help you with a rhythmic phrase, right? All right. So if you just drag in something, y'all hear that bass? Okay. Now the smart drums mean that I could drag this in any quadrant and get a different thing, right? I don't know if you can see it, but very faint. You see loud, simple, quiet, complex. So as I go up or I go down, if I go down, it becomes quiet. Quiet and simple. That's just a go up, louder. Okay. And as I move to the right, that pattern becomes more complex. Right? And that's doing it all on its own. You don't even have to understand any fundamental things about rhythm before you can start working with that, right? So I would say slide it around till it sounds like something you're interested in. And let's add another piece. I'm gonna add the snare. Okay, that sounded pretty good. Let's add a hi-hat. That's a little too high. I like what it's doing, but it sounds a little more natural. Let's put a little extra groove element in there, shake it, but let's make it really complex. It's too loud, huh? It's kind of overpowering things because it's not in the foreground so much. It should be in the background a little bit. Give it a little feel. It's kind of there, but not so much there where it's like overpowering the main things. But you know, everybody love a big bass drum, so I think I'm gonna bring the snare down just a little bit. Nah, but maybe it needs another element. So now that's a compounded thing because I got the snare and the clap going, right? That's kind of cool. That's a super busy rhythm. So let's take it out just as easy as that. All right. So now let's just say, what if we like that? If we like it, all right, we can record that. So to record it, all you would do is hit the record button. But let's talk about this. I'm turning it on and off. This is how you turn the smart drums on and off. Nothing has been recorded yet. It's just on autopilot. One thing that I'd like to get into really quick before we start recording. Let's talk about phrases. Let's talk about time. Let's talk about meter. Okay. So at the top here, we got a bunch of tools here. These are the tools that pretty much are always around to help you control your song, right? So you got right here, if you want to add other instruments, right? Okay, right here is to control aspects of this particular instrument. So you got compression and treble. It's slightly advanced, but not so much once you get going, right? All right. But the main things you need to know: record, play, back to one. Okay. So another thing is you have your settings, and these are very important. You have tempo, time signature. So this is that little gear. Looks like a little bicycle gear. All right. Helps things move around if you think about it like that. The bicycle gears help things move. You're moving. Right? Okay. All right. Important stuff. Tempo. How fast? How fast is it going? You know? It's already chosen 110 for us. But I think I like, I'm from the hip hop generation. I think I wanted to go a little slower, like 90. That's kind of like a sweet spot for hip hop. All right. And then time signature 4 and 4. That's common time. So that's like 4 beats per measure. 4 beats per measure. You have your key signature. Key signature means that this is actually a super cool thing. You don't have to know much about music, theory, and harmony. You don't have to know anything, actually. You can set what key you want it to be in, and it will play only within that key. That'll come to fruition when we actually start playing another instrument. Not so much for drums, because drums, although they do carry pitch and tone, it's not controlled in that manner with this particular device. All right, but that's important because we might want to just keep our song in D, or C, or E. Somebody tell me what key we'll keep it in later. All right, and then this is a little bit later. Fade out, notepad, jam session, blah blah blah. All right, so let's get up out of there. Except we need one other thing. Right here, when we get out of there. Oh, how did I get out of there? I just tapped outside of the box. All right. So this little plus right here is kind of important. If you notice on your timeline, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 8 bars. Bars basically is a way to measure the rhythm and how long your phrase is. 8 bars is a bit much for a beginner, especially when you start putting things together. I would think that we want to work at 4 bars. So you click that, and then let's go in and take our section down to 4 bar sections. So now we're working with 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can count it out by this. 2. See, there you go. See, I slowed the beat down too. Let's see what that sounds like. Turn back on the smart drum. I like that. And once you hear that little click, that's the metronome. That helps us keep our beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Get it? And that's how we keep our rhythm. So we are always in time. And remember, as James Brown says, you got to bring in things on the 1, right? Hit it on the 1. Because if you start recording on the 2 or the 4, sometimes the 3 can work. But that's a little bit more than what we want to get into at this moment. But if you hit it on the 1, it's got this emphasis. And it helps people, it alerts people that things have a certain timing. I mean, you've all seen people dance off beat. And a lot of those people who dance off beat, they dancing on a 2 and a 4. Folks that's dancing on beat and, got a certain swag to it, they're hitting the 1. And then they implementing things, in between these beats as they dance, So let's turn it back on. And I like this, so I'm going to record it. Gives us a count in. 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then it stops recording, right? So that's pretty cool. Now we can add another instrument. I turned the metronome off, as you notice, because we don't need that anymore. Because we can count our beats because we got a rhythm in it. Let's add another additional part. Maybe the smart piano. Well, they call it the smart piano for a reason. Okay. Smart piano. Oh, here's another thing to remember. So if you stop it, you see how it was playing and I stopped it. The square is stopped. Now, if I want to go back to 1, I just hit that. So it's like kind of double click, right? But we want to keep it on the 1. Smart piano. Let's hit it. Everybody knows this version. Yes. All right. Cool. Beethoven, watch out now. All right. Anyway, so check this out, right? Now this is what's going down. With the smart, remember I showed you over here in the gear section, we can control the key signature. Right now we in C major, right? So let's get back to the smart keyboard. Smart keyboard is this one. So anything we hit will be in key. It's giving us chords. These are single notes. So check this out. We can go. You don't have to know anything about music to do that. It's about what it sounds like. Does it sound good to you? Yeah, then that's what we're doing. You know, I'll come up with something. Let's play out my beat again. That don't sound bad. So I want to record that. And giving a count in. Actually, that's not what I played. I don't remember what I played. But let's try it again. 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah, my fingers are kind of big. But see, here's the good thing. There's no mistakes in this. You could always go back, right? See? That was just a quick phrase. And the beauty of GarageBand, it actually quantized it. Right? I just did that. That was pretty quick. Let's just say if I wanted to copy that, because it only goes from bar 1 to the beginning of bar 3, right? So this is a thing called the arrangement page. Arrangement page. This is how I get back and forth. Arrangement page. We're going to go into this. So we record everything. All the notes are recorded into the arrangement page, right? Where you actually can see what's going on. So if you double click here, you get the option to look into this, right? There we go. Yeah. So you can edit. See, this is what it is, right? Now I'm out of here, but these are the notes that I play, and you can watch it as it scrolls. Got it? Okay. So now I want to copy this to fill in that last 3 and 4 bar, right? So let's check it out. We're just going to do that. So I double click. I copy. I bring my cursor or my timeline marker. I use that term, interchangeably, but it's really a timeline marker or a cursor. And then I double click in the space where I want it to begin. and you see the setting, paste, bam, and it's in there. So now it's okay. So now what if we want to add another instrument, right? Let's do it like this. Maybe a bass. Now I'm stopping again. I'll hit one more time and bring it back to 1. That's kind of a good procedure to get into. So that's not the bass. These are the strings. Click the wrong one. Strings are super cool though. All right, I really enjoyed it. Real simple. So I think you should take some time and get into right. You can play it like that, or you can go to notes. This is a little bit more if you know the frets. Pretty cool. But this is actually giving us the same smart pad as the keyboard, so we can follow in what we did. You know, so we can go in. Let's make up a bass line that sounds cool. So let's just say I didn't like that. Go back, boom, it's gone. And we can continue and find something we like. So I just play around with the idea. All right, sounds good. That's pretty cool, but now I'm starting to feel like I want the bass to come up in volume and everything else to kind of stay with its place. Maybe the piano to come down a little bit, so to like, because it's not the feel that I want yet. This is like thinking about the sonic image of what you're trying to produce, because everything should have its own place. All right? You do that by going to the arrangement. Remember, this right here looks like a little bit of arrangement. Go right here and then we can pull it out. You see how I did that? Pull it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Yeah, there it goes. And I might have rubbed off my fingertips. That's too much playing on screens. But yeah, check this out. So this is the bass volume. This is the piano volume, right? I could turn the drums off. That's mute, solo. But I think the piano's a bit loud. I like that. All right. What other instruments should we put in here? Right. All right. Let's go back to our map here of what's happening. We just learned how to begin a project. It's super simple. all you have to do, I mean, even if you're like 5 years old and you're cute, all you have to do to start a project is hit that little plus, right? And also the beauty, that little plus, bam. You know, the beauty of this thing is that GarageBand saves all your stuff too, right? So like, I got up out of here and then I went right back, right? So this is how you access all that information. Go back to your track, right? Boom. Got it, right? So you can't get lost. If you want to start a new one, you didn't like what you did, hit the plus. But we like what we're doing, and we're going to keep this. Okay, let's go back. Let's look at our map. So we know how to begin a project. We know how to add instruments. We added 3 instruments already. We added the drums, we added the piano, and we added a bass. We learned some of the various controls, right? We're going to go into that a little bit more, and we learn how to set things up. Like one major thing that I told you earlier is I like to work in 4-bar increments. 4-bar instead of 8. It just kind of makes it easier, right? All right. You can work in 8. You just got more work to do, especially if you're a beginner. But I mean, you need to work on your chops anyway, right? So that's cool. Settings. We also learned about tempo, right? Let's see what else in these settings that we learned quickly. Oh, we learned about key signature. Okay, right? We're keeping everything in C major at this moment in time to make it easy and simple for ourselves so everything will sound good, right? Okay. There's various tools to create, all right? Let's get it into it. We've already recorded a phrase, actually a couple of them, all right? And now we're into adding additional parts, but we can get more complicated, but let's take it easy. And we learned a bit about arranging, editing, and arranging, right? So check it out. Bring this back on here. So tell me. Yeah. So now we're back into this arrangement page. Once you start recording things and sequencing things in, the term is called sequencing actually. So when you play something and you record it into the GarageBand, you're recording the sequence, okay? And effectively, what GarageBand is a sequencer that records sounds that are inside. So it's an entire universe. It's a DAW. It's called a digital audio workstation. It has the ability to synthesize and produce sounds that you can play. It has the ability to record those sounds in sequence. Okay. It has the ability to manipulate those sounds and arrange them however you so choose for it to be. And, you know, you can take an idea and make a finished product of it based on how we arrange it and export it, or mix it down and then export it and then share with your friends. Yes. I think what I will do when we get there is set up a page. You can probably just like post me a link to what you created with this session. You can do so right in the actual live chat. So, any questions so far? Let me see if I can look at these questions really quick. Can you hear me? Wait a minute. You can't hear me? Are you sure? Oh, or can you? Let's see. Can someone give me confirmation? Can I be heard? Someone post yes in the chat or no at this moment. Can you hear me clearly? And can you hear the music clearly that we're creating? Okay. I imagine just respond right in the chat if you can. See. Okay. Well, it looks like all my meters are saying that I can be heard. So let's continue on. Yes, 1, 2. Okay. So next, we've already created this sound. We got some drums, piano, bass. That's kind of like a trio, right? You got 3 different instruments. Let's add some more. What other instrument should we add? How about... Well, we did touch those strings earlier. The interface for these strings are super cool because we can... That's just common, right? That's just super common. I could do that all day. That is so fun. Okay, yeah, let me stop. Let's move forward. But, so you got like different sections. If you just tap, you get a hit. Do you notice the difference? It's got a little more bottom if you tap at the bottom. A little brighter at the top. Got it? So you can go. Ooh. I mean, I'm sounding like Tchaikovsky already. I think so. Our melody went like D, G, A, C, something like that, right? So let's play it and see what we can come up with. We don't have to do it like that, but let's see what sounds good. I got another thing. So let's try to turn this down because it's just too loud. Start again. Here we go. Like. I'm not liking that. I like the strings in this. I guess I could do that, but yeah. 2, 3, here we go. Oops, see I missed it. Let's bring it back. Okay. Always at the 1. 1 and 2 and go. the beauty of GarageBand, it quantizes everything. So you really can't make a mistake. That's kind of cool. I'm liking that. So let's get back to our thing here. We just added another instrument. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 instruments, right? All right. Now, let's think about what it means to arrange some music. To arrange music, right, means that you're painting a picture. You're having a conversation. You're writing a paper. It has to have a beginning, middle, and end. It has to have. You have to introduce a topic. You have to talk about the topic. You develop the topic. And the conversation needs to be clear, right? And then you have to sum everything up, and then you end it, right? So if you think about making music as either a conversation or writing a paper, it becomes real obvious as to what you got to do. You can listen to it and say, you know what? I get the idea, but where's it going? So sometimes you can help people out by arranging things in a certain way so that you can help them follow along your idea. That's where arrangement comes in. So check this out. All right. GarageBand has an interesting arrangement tool. So we're going to get into this arranging like this. So you see the little plus? Boom, let's hit it. We got sections. Right now, this is section A. We want to duplicate this section. All right. And I'll show you why. Okay, we've duplicated. Now we got section A and section B. So imagine this. We want to go back to section A. And now we're going to get out of there. We just click anywhere. Section A, we want to say, you know what? To begin this beat, all I really want to hear is the piano. Okay. So to do that, let's just erase the piano. Delete. Not erase the piano, erase everything around the piano. Delete. Delete. Now, let's combine what we've just copied. Because we didn't delete everything. The section B is still there, right? But now we want to have all sections represented. And now let's play it. We're taking a little walk, and then something happens where we go, and that's the conversation. I'm talking to you, I'm saying something, I'm following it, and it's gonna repeat. And if you're making music and you're not dancing, you're doing it all wrong. For real, I'm telling you the truth. If you don't vibe to your own music, you gotta start again. See, I'm up here moving. Can't you see? Yeah. But we can go even further with the arrangement. So let's hit that little plus again. The little plus again. And then we want to duplicate section B. Now we got A, B, and C. We can introduce the idea a little differently. So let's go back to B, because we're going to work on B now. I think that everything comes in a little fast. So let's work on it. So piano comes in. Maybe the bass and the piano need to come in, and no drums. Maybe no drums. Let's try that. Let's see what that sounds like. We're erasing that. So we got the piano, we got the bass, and let's erase this string. All right. So now let's combine it all sections. now something is happening a little different, and you should have a different feel. We've created a new project, added instruments and different controls, and we set things, and now we're taking a walk, moving all around, doing the things to create a cool sound. Oh, see, wait a minute, I'm starting to feel it. I'm not supposed to be rapping, I'm supposed to be teaching. Hold on, let me get myself together. That was cold though. Yeah. Y'all get the idea? You see what I'm doing? See? Settings. Create. We recorded phrases. We add additional parts. Arrange, editing, arranging. You can keep doing this. You just keep doing this. You're working your song. We're also working in loops. We did a little bit of mixing because mixing just means creating the sonic picture. You know, what's out front, what's to the back. And we did that like this. See, we got the drums out. We got the piano a little bit back. We got the bass up because we wanted to fill up the bottom, right? Fill up the bottom. All right. So that's pretty cool. Now, we took a 4-bar phrase, made it 12 bars, and it's not super repetitive. But let's do something even cooler. All right, let's add another track. Let's add, let's see, one of my favorite tools. Let's try this percussion. Ooh, Isabella. Yes. She is a bad percussionist. She's not as good as Jovia Armstrong, but she pretty bad. So check it out. This is another smart tool with an algorithm that allows you to have a percussionist on your track, right? And you can just move things around, add in certain things. Add them. So on this track, I think I just want to have just the tambourine, the shaker, maraca. No maraca. Wood sticks. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a feel down just a little bit because the feel is what allows to signify movement and define space. So as we work in these 4-bar increments, the computer is saying, you know what? Logistically or logically, what happens is that if we're moving from bar 4 into bar 5, something should signify that there is something different. There's another phrase happening. And that's the whole idea of the feels. That's when, great drummers like Isaiah Spencer, start off playing something real smooth, and then he busts out into this feel, and then another part of the song happens, right? So, all right. So let's listen to Isabella. Maybe it should be a little louder. It kind of added a whole new vibe, right? That was pretty cool. But you know what I really like? This is great. But right here, I think, so you can signify what you want to do, right? So I'm just working from track 1 through 8. Now I'm about to work from 9 through 12. I'm just selecting it. You see how it moved, it did something different. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn it up. And I'm going to add in the congas and timbales. Okay. And then I'm going to move this the slider here, which is basically telling the algorithm I want something to happen a little bit more complex. Maybe let's put it at 3. So now let's go from the beginning of the song to the end. And let's see what we hear. Now, come on now. We getting on down. We getting on down. I like to take a quick pause for questions because I realize that I'm going through this not super fast, kind of slow. We enjoying ourselves. We're going through GarageBand. You know, we're in the comfort of our own homes, right? I think the way to orchestrate this whole class is to let you know that you can ask questions. You can put questions inside of the comments, and then I will respond to them either directly, like right now, or later. I haven't determined when the class will happen again, but I think maybe today's Monday. Maybe I should come back on Wednesday and do something. I think that'll be fair. Maybe Wednesday at 1 p.m. I'll come back and we'll start where we left off or begin a new thing. Or maybe by then you have made something that you could share with me and I could comment on it and we could talk about that. The scope is, it's so many different ways we can do this, right? So many different ways. So I like to keep going back into my little graph here, my little chart. If you know me, everybody know Brother L likes to make charts with regular paper. And today I actually found a pencil sharpener, which was crazy because I hadn't sharpened a pencil in years. It didn't do it so well. It was like a little cheap one. But that pencil, it's there. Nice sharp pencil. All right, anyway. I think one of the most trickiest things about making music is once you got an idea, how do you get it from your head to, well, how do you get it out of your head? Okay. I think GarageBand is a great tool for that because it levels the playing field. You don't have to know a whole lot to get to work. You know, which is the beauty of it because that could be frustrating. It's like, you know, trying to speak to someone without having language. You know, you're like, I know what I want. I think I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to communicate with this person. Well, the beauty of this tool is that they allow for that with some very smart algorithm and some very smart program. A lot of people have thought about this in a way that makes it very interesting, okay, and unique and very user-friendly. One other thing I enjoy about this is that it's free with Apple products. You don't have to pay anything extra, but that is the problem within itself is that, you know, you do have to have an Apple product to utilize GarageBand. But if you do, it's free, you know. I don't know the Android or the PC equivalent to GarageBand, but for this class, I'm just going to work with GarageBand and only for iOS because the GarageBand for Mac is a little different and it's not as user-friendly, to be quite honest with you. I think that working with an iPad or iPhone is to your advantage, okay? And let's see here. And then there's something about just being able to touch stuff, right? Let's listen to our track one more time and see what else we'll add. Any suggestions? What else should we add, class? Anybody typing? Okay. Well, let's see here. I think we should add. These world instruments are pretty cool. I'm not sure if we should add it, but I kind of want to play with it. Let's see. See, chase. And we still don't have to worry about being in key or not. Slide your finger along. Let's see what that sounds like within our track. That sound cold. It's too bad I didn't record that. But that was cool. I really liked that. So we added a solo instrument over the entire phrase or entire structure. So we only have 12 bars that we're working with, right? But that was super cool. Let's try that again. Oh, you see what I just did? I started recording at the end, and I need to record at the beginning. That's something you have to be very conscious of starting. You either have to move the cursor or the timeline marker to the beginning, or you have to go back, okay? And then it'll count in for me. Here I go. So I lifted my hand up. I didn't think I didn't like that. So I'm gonna undo. Undo is your best friend. And then redo it. Go. So now, should we record? Go back to our arrange page. It's a little loud, but it's okay. It's a solo instrument, so it should be out top. Turn it down just a little bit, maybe. That's cool, but I think I could do better. That's the beauty of it. We can go back and back and back and back. So let's go back. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. There we go. Double click. You see how I did that? It's not always that easy. Like I say, I feel like I rubbed off my fingertips some. You see how like sometimes I'll move it and sometimes it doesn't move. But that's just my fingertips. But double click and then your instrument's back. Okay. But we we need to go back to the arrange page, because what I need to do now is I need to delete that. Double click. This is the part where it recorded. To see those notes, if you ever want to go in and just edit a note, you can just double click and you see this options here, right? Edit. And then we got to find where we hit those notes. Remember, this thing scroll open like this, right? Yeah. So with this particular instrument, I never really, it's all connected. So it doesn't allow you to edit the MIDI notes like you would the piano or the drums, which is kind of uninteresting to me. I wish they would allow you to go in there and change that, you know, but maybe there's an advanced editing feature in this program that I don't understand yet. I wish it was available, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So just double click, delete. All right. So now I'm going back. So I wanted to creep in, because you know, the track is going like real slow. Ooh, that wasn't in the track. That was my stomach growling. Yeah, it is getting around that time for me to eat. So we kind of want to creep in because everything's slow. We kind of want to develop a little bit of the dialogue, what we're talking about. And then we want to like say everything is in, and now like that is the idea. And then we're going to end, right? So let's record that. 2 and 3 and 4, go. All right, here we go. And we out. That was cool. I like that. There are other controls for this instrument, right? So you can it's kind of almost like a breath controller. Like a old school synthesizers had this thing called breath control to signify breathing, but this is just like fluctuations in the frequency. Right? Whoa. I never touched that before. That's interesting. Get out of here. Made a horse out of it. That's tripped out. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. It's fluctuating between two tones. So I go. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool too. So this is muting it. So that's giving you more expression, right? All of these tools right here about our expression. So let's go back here. Remember, controls for the instruments. We learned about tools to create, right? We recorded a phrase. We recorded additional phrase. We added extra parts. We entered arranging, editing, and arranging. You see how we just keep adding things. Learned a bit about mixing, you know, creating a sonic picture of what's going on, right? And we did that by just some simple volume, increase volume, decrease the volume, right? We didn't do anything called EQing or actual really changing the tonal character. We just did simple things with volume. And all great mixers will tell you that, you know, hey, the volume, you know, of how something is in or out is, you know, very important, you know. And all those other tools kind of just augment the things. But then nothing is better than great musicianship. Great musicianship is the best, right? Because musicians know how to place their things within the phrases, within the timing of certain structures, right? All right. And back to our music. I like what we got going on here. I think that it would be a good time to save this. Save your work. Yes, that is always important. That's kind of like something that you always have to do. Saving your work is critical. So to save it, we're going to go back into this area here. And then we're going to click and hold. And right now, we can rename this. And we're going to name this, let's see who's been with me so far on this thing. And I'm going to dedicate this song to one of our people who are here. Let's see. Oh, one of my favorite young students. Her name is Zahara. I'm going to name this track Zahara. Yes. Boom. This is Zahara. Okay, there we go. And there we go. So, it's saved. GarageBand automatically saved thing, but it's a lot, you know, so if it automatically saves it, what it does is says my song 58. So there's 58 songs in here that are unnamed. Okay. But if you really want to keep you know, your ideas fresh and be able to get back to them easily, you should name them. So I just click and hold. Right? You can also create tags for your song. Like, let's see, add a new tag. Let's put homeschool. That's a good tag. Let's put something else. Let's make another tag. Wait a minute. Did I add homeschool? Let's try that again. Oh, it's already in there. Okay, so no need to do that. So how about beat making? Okay, homeschool and beat making. Those tags are in there. All right. So now I can find it. Now to get back to our work, just double click. Boom, we're back. All right, let's see something else we might want to do. So I could add another instrument. What would be a good instrument to add? Let's see here. Oh. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if I should even introduce this because you are going to go crazy with this one. Okay. Well, all right, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's go to audio recorder because we're going to sample our voice. We're going to put our voice in this track, but not linearly. We're going to record our voice and play it as an instrument. So, audio recorder, voice. Oh, no, it didn't do it. Sorry. It's not there. I think to sample something is in the keyboard area. So we're going to go to keyboard and then hit sampler. Yes. This is where it gets complicated because I actually have this interface over here. So I would actually have to plug in a microphone to do such. But luckily I do have one close. I just didn't think I needed to connect it. All right, let's see, let's turn this on. Okay, one. All right, there we go. Yeah, Brother L has microphones everywhere. Listening to everybody, all the people. Yeah. So. Okay. Now I'm about to record my voice. Okay. Put this microphone in here real quick. This is not really the way you want to do this, but I'm going to do this for demonstration purposes only. So I got the microphone, it's plugged in, but you don't need to do it this way. I just need to do it. I'm going to test and say something. Hey. You hear all that? Because I'm holding the microphone and it's very sensitive. That's not what I want to do. Yo. Okay. Now, let's go back here. Yo. I don't know if I like that one. Let's try something else. Ooh. So. No, I don't like that either. Let's try something else. Let's try. Yo. Let's try yo. Yo. Okay. Move this microphone out of our way. And let's get back to it. Now, check this out. You can, I'm going to turn off this microphone. And so we can do a thing called truncating, or just basically utilizing the recorded sample to how we want it. Now, you can do so without a microphone because you can just unplug. You can just unplug your device, right? And then you can sample something in. You can just go like this and say, new sample. Yo. It says there's currently, okay. Yo. Okay. I just recorded it into GarageBand. And now I'm going to plug back in. All right. It's recognizing. You see how it's like, oh, it's thinking. And now we're back on. Okay, cool. So, are we on yet? Audio. You have plugged in an electric guitar. No, we have. Yeah. So, truncating. So I can make it start. That's a little smoother right there. Okay, cool. I'm liking that. How would we want to integrate this into our track? right? I could even reverse it. Right? Or I could loop it. But we don't want to do any of that. Just want to use it just like this. Let's play our track. Definitely too loud, right? And I'm gonna record it right now. Go. Okay. Now we can change the sound of that. So let's just You got echo. You see? That just repeats it, right? It makes it reverb, creates space, different rooms. These are effects that you can utilize to change something normal into something quite interesting. Let's go back to our arrangement. Move this. Now that's pretty cool, and I think that this is a good time to wrap up and go over everything that we've done so far, and I'm going to give you some homework for our next class, right? So check it out. This is what's happening. We began a project. Remember that little plus, so it was in the corner. We learned about the various instruments within GarageBand. We learned about the controls, controlling the settings within those instruments and the overall settings for GarageBand. But the overall settings for GarageBand. We learned that 4 bars is probably a good standard to work with. We learned about tempo. We learned that we can lock the key so that everything we play will be in tune. Okay, and there's various tools to create, from synthesizers, drum machines, to samplers. We just sampled our own voice, integrated in a recording. We recorded a couple phrases, right? We added additional parts, and we kept working our song, working our arrangement with different variations. Okay, remember, I want to go right back to that just because that's a little tricky. Because sometimes you don't always see this plus, right? If your timeline marker is right there, you won't see it. So you see that little plus? This is how you control your arrangement. We made 3 different parts to this song, and then we combined them in all sections. We can also play each section by itself if we need to, and then add certain things into that section. Go back, but now we got all sections combined, right? And this becomes our more elaborate arrangement. Okay. All right. And now we mixed a little bit, like I said, with volume. And we're not going to get into sharing just yet. I think I'm going to save that for Wednesday's class. I want you to think about what we've gone over, what we tried to do, and come up with some things on your own, right? And your assignment is to sample your voice within whatever you create and integrate it. Sample it and play it. There's another way that you can actually record your voice directly in the GarageBand as an audio file. That's not what I want you to do, because I think that's worthy of a whole session about recording voice. Okay? All right. So, homework. sample voice. Let me put this over here where it's easy homework. Next class, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Yes, that's this Wednesday for all those who want to be smart. 1 p.m. The class is free. All right. The homework is sample your voice. And then I want you to integrate it into whatever tracks that you make. Okay. Play around with arrangement. And of course we're going to sampling. And also tempo. We changed it from, it started off, I think, when our GarageBand was like 110, but we went down to 90 because I like 90. But you can go faster or higher, whatever, and that's just the BPM, whatever you like. That's a personal thing, but I will tell you that tempo is very powerful because when you make something fast or slow, it it changes the whole vibe and it becomes a whole different song. That's something that we'll play with next time too. We'll play our songs at a different tempo than what we've recorded, what we've envisioned, to see how they sound, because they can transform a song. You can transform an idea with tempo, which is very interesting. Okay. All right. You see how all these things are connected? The transport. Boom, boom, boom. Next class. Boom, boom, boom. Peace. I'm going to leave it right there for you.